I personally think Monster Hunter Wilds, out of at least the current gen Monster Hunter games, is actually the best. Now, that may be a little bit disingenuous, because obviously I'm comparing it to two different games that have their full breadth of content, including mastering and title updates. But I think Monster Hunter Wilds, even considering the stuff that it's not had yet, is actually better than Rise and World. Now, that's not to say that Rise and World are not fun, or in fact better in their own merits. In fact, actually, Rise is my favourite Monster Hunter game, even considering what I'm saying about Wilds. But regardless of my personal opinions on the other Monster Hunter games, at least the ones I've played, which has only been new gen, I think Wilds is the best, because it's removed a lot of the jank that I found made Monster Hunter unenjoyable. It's added a lot of things itself that, again, just add to the enjoyment, like focus mode. Because focus mode might make the game at least really quite easy on MK. I thoroughly enjoy it. It makes me not get frustrated from a whiff, because I know if I whiff, it's completely not only my fault and not, well, still my fault from bad positioning, but again, it feels more like my fault, and it feels like something I can control, and I like that. It adds that level of, skill to it. Really thoroughly enjoy it, and I think stuff like that is what makes Monster Hunter Wilds better than World and Rise. And I think considering that Wilds is so early into its breadth of content, and it's already at this level of quality, I'm almost certain that it's going to end up being, objectively, the best out of the three. And now that's speaking of future tense, which obviously you can't be sure of, but even considering that, if we was to take that out, I still think Wilds is better than World and Rise, because the world building in Wilds is phenomenal. The graphical quality, which isn't very important, but I'm still going to bring it up regardless, it's very nice, it's beautiful, it is a fantastic game, it really shows Monster Hunter at its best. The gameplay is smooth, quality of life changes really add to that, and just sort of bring in this depth of gameplay that people knew was there in Monster Hunter. In fact, it's always been there in Monster Hunter when Monster Hunter is at its best. But Wilds manages to bring it in whilst Monster Hunter is at its worst, which is actually one of the major reasons why I think Monster Hunter Wilds is the best. Because even at its worst gameplay-wise, when maybe there's so much jank going on, or just you're fighting a monster you don't really enjoy, or using a weapon you don't like, I think even then it feels like peak Monster Hunter. And I think that's one thing that Capcom was really kind of aiming for, and I think they've achieved it. So with all of the current things that Monster Hunter Wilds has, I'm excited. I'm excited for what it has, I'm excited to continue playing it, and I'm excited to see what comes next. I'm excited to play all that they have to offer.